Money Vikings, welcome back. I got an important one for you today. I'll tell you why. The title sounds pretty straightforward, but I really want to deep dive and hit hard on the concept that your 401k or your IRA, but we're going to focus on 401ks. Your 401k is your best wealth building tool. And I'm doing this video because people make major mistakes using their best wealth building tool. And the fact of the matter is that I want you to be rich. I want you to build wealth. You, if you're out there, you're watching this, you deserve to have the ability to build wealth and the experience of building wealth and the experience of building a sense of financial security. In addition to that, I know you can do it because if we can get some fundamentals down and get through our emotional, psychological, human fallibility when it comes to money and personal finance, then I know you can build wealth. So that's the whole reason we're doing this, because I don't need to do this. I do this because I want to do it. And I want other people to be wealthy and to be secure. Bigger picture, I think it makes for a stronger country, and I think it makes for a better world, frankly. But almost none of us, very few of us, are taught the fundamentals of wealth building and what it really takes. So let's just get right into it. This is what I want to say. So I looked this up and you can see it to the side here. So 60% of US workers now have access to 401ks. This video is a little bit of a celebration of the 401k as a tool. It has not played out as successfully as I think it should have, because people are making major mistakes with them and have been for a long time. But that doesn't mean the tool isn't a good tool. I just think it's not used properly. And I actually don't believe that's a lot of people's fault. I think that what happened is, about the time I was born, the 401k was born. And that was the beginning of the end of pension plans. My understanding historically, I wasn't alive then, but my understanding historically is that many companies had pension plans before that. And those started to go away, and you self-fund your retirement through a 401k. The good part about that, there's two good things. Number one, a 401k has a tax advantage. So that's where it comes from. It comes from the tax code, section 401k, I believe. And what's happening is you are able to put that money into the 401k, and it's not taxed that year as part of your taxable income. So let's say you make $100,000. You would have normally been taxed on $100,000, but you put $20,000 in your 401k. You're only taxed on $80,000. So there's an immediate benefit right there that year. And then there's a future benefits. There's two real benefits financially. Okay. So the good news is 60% of people haven't. But what are the big mistakes? So I went to an article that I found, Yahoo Finance here. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to park on a couple of the big ones that they talk about here. So, number one, they say, let me say this. I also have my big ones are actually, number one, not contributing or participating. Everyone should participate. And I think that actually what we should do is have a system where you're automatically enrolled when you get your job. And if you want to de-enroll, then there's some friction to that and you have to go do something. You have to go like talk to your HR person or whatever. I don't know what it is, fill out a form. But that way you're automatically saving and investing because we have to get out of our own ways, okay? But anyway, that's my first one. And there's several, but let's get into it. Ignoring matching contributions. So that's a really big one. So there's a lot of people that their company will offer typically up to a 5% match. Sometimes it's 3% dollar for dollar. Then after that, it's 50 cents on the dollar, up to like 5 or 6%. but a person will only be contributing 2%. Well, they're leaving a 100% return on the table if their employer is going to match that. And you really won't get 100% return anywhere else. It's really luck. So that's the first one. Don't ignore the match. Let's go to the second one. Okay, leaving a job before you're vested. I'm going to skip over this one. I think most of us are past this. This is more really for people that are in the long game for their 401k. Okay. Investing too much in company stock. So this can be a problem too. If the 401k is just focused on buying the company stock, that is way too focused on one stock. And that is very risky for most people. So I am getting away from individual stocks. I do still have some, but I am definitely preferring ETFs and mutual funds over individual stocks going forward. Avoiding investing in stocks. So it's almost the opposite here in a way, but here's what I mean. I've known people that their 401k is totally invested in like a money market fund or something. So it's not even keeping up with inflation. It's not even doing anything, right? So over the long run, we really do need exposure to stocks to get those 7-8% returns that are going to make the difference in our wealth building. Okay. Because at 7-8%, you're easily beating inflation and you're growing. That's the issue there. Okay. Number 5, failing to change your contributions over time. Okay. I'm a little bit set it and forget it, especially when you're starting and maybe you want to start with like 75% stock funds, 25% bond funds. But over time, as you get further in your career, like 20, 30 years down the line, you probably want to look at that and you want to say, well, maybe I'm more into preserving capital at this point. So maybe I want to shift a little less aggressive and I want to go 60% stocks, 40% bond funds, something like that, right? So they're just saying you have to look at your contributions over time. Okay. And I should say this. Okay. The other issue here is that this is about how much you're contributing. So there's times when you can contribute less and times you can contribute more in life. A lot of times for me, that was when I was like family formation, buying a home or saving for a home. So I would contribute less to the 401k at that time. Now, times when that was kind of flatlined or kind of done a little bit for a while, I would then go back into getting higher contributions into the 401k. That's what they mean by that. Okay, not rebalancing your portfolio over time. That's actually what I was describing before. I thought that's what they meant on the other one. I just started talking. So you heard that one, got to rebalance over time. Okay, borrowing too much. So yes, this can be a slippery slope. So borrowing from the 401k can be a problem and definitely impacts returns. The other thing I would say though is I have borrowed from my 401k, but I will say this, I used it towards the down payment for a house, part of it. So in my mind, that was leveraging one asset and putting it into another asset. I didn't borrow from it to buy a boat or a car or go on a vacation, something that after you use it has no value. I mean, it doesn't go up. I mean, they have value. Vacations have value in your memories, but financial value. So, okay, that's 7. Number 8, investment fees. You got to look at investment fees. This is a actually serious issue. Investment fees can be really tricky. And so if they are over, so that's why I like things like Vanguard and these other companies that have really low fees, because high fees totally eat into growth and profits over time. And the problem with it is I think it's a bit of a trick. The investment fees can look really, oh, it's only 4%. You can take these percentages. They don't sound like a lot in your mind because in our life, typically 4%. I mean, think about how our culture, like with tipping, we think 15, 20, right? But then you go, oh, it's only 4%. No, that's a problem. 4% is a really bad percentage for fees. So this says, according to employer fiduciary, you can often find passively managed index funds that charge 0.03, perfect, there's really nice and low, to 2% per year. I'd want to get definitely towards that 0.03. Yeah, okay. And the other one, ignoring Roth options. So some employers offer Roth 401ks as an option in addition to the traditional. So traditional 401 plans let you put aside pre-tax dollars that we talked about, okay? Roth plans offer the opposite. So you get to, you pay taxes now, but in the future, when taxes are higher, you withdraw it tax-free. So that's kind of cool. So I like both. I like to have both. Number 10, got to update your beneficiaries. That's pretty easy. And roll your 401k into existing IRA. Okay, I'm not going to park on that one. I think we hit the highlights here. We hit the big ones. So these are the big stumbling blocks and of 401ks that you should definitely. So remember, a lot of times in life and investing, sometimes success is about the really like big mistakes, like avoiding the really big mistakes. Charlie Munger used to talk about stuff like this. And so, you know, a lot of times it was avoiding the big mistakes resulted in great success, not necessarily doing anything that was so out of this world amazing. So, okay, I hope that helps you. I care about your wealth building, so I hope you guys are on good track. Leave any comments if you would. What do you think about your 401k? Is it working for you? Is it fair? Are you checking it too often? I don't want you to go check it every day. That's not good either. So, all right, thanks. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.